Good afternoon, good people. Welcome back to Collector's Quest, and thank you so much for joining me on another gaming adventure. Feels very weird addressing you guys good afternoon, but today is currently Good Friday, so I hope you guys have had a fantastic Easter bank holiday. But on today's video, I'm going to take you guys along for the Easter bank holiday car boot sales. Weather is currently hit and miss, so we are forecasted to have some rain over the weekend, so fingers crossed it holds off and we get out there on the hunt. But if we don't, not to worry, got some great things planned on today's video. So me and the missus are going to head out to the Cotswold tomorrow on the Saturday. And of course, on the way back, we're going to hit up the Gloucester CEX, and there's also a retro gaming shop called Kate's Collectibles, so we'll definitely be checking out what they've got to offer. But today, on Good Friday, I've been sat there editing Tuesday's video, which if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. We went to some fantastic CEX stores, so yeah, definitely check that one out. But been sat there eating a bit of chocolate, editing the video, and I was thinking, been sat here a good few hours, legs are getting sore, so I need to stretch my legs. Where can I go to stretch my legs and get some blood back in the legs? I know where I can go. Vintage Gamer, literally up the road, so gonna head out to Vintage Gamer to see Nick and the crew and hopefully add some great things to the collection. Then from Vintage Gamer, I'm gonna head to Stourbridge CEX. After editing the video on Tuesday, I realised that Stourbridge had a PSP game that's on my list. If you haven't seen that video, spoiler alert, but I've started a PSP collection. Got a list of games I want to add to that collection, and they had one in stock, which is fairly uncommon. Only 3 games within the entire CEX ecosystem, so gonna head there and hopefully pick that up and add it to the PSP collection. So yeah, let's get the bag ready, get all the stuff ready, and I'll catch you when we get to Vintage Gamer. Guys, we're not looking too good for the car boot, man. Currently raining. Just bloody typical. Been beautiful over the last few weeks, and first bank holiday weekend, British weather decides to start raining. Man, I'd planned like 4 car boots this weekend. It's just, can't plan nothing around the British weather. It's just always a letdown. Hopefully Vintage Gamer can brighten up my mood with some fantastic games to add to the collection. So let's go and check out Vintage Gamer. Vintage Gamer, man, I run out of words to describe this fantastic retro gaming shop. Great prices, run by a great guy, and great stock. Some super heavy hitting PlayStation 1 games here. Some great survival horror games here for the PlayStation 2. This King of Fighters game for the PlayStation 2 is in super clean condition. I was going to pick up Tactics Ogre, but it has been remastered, so I'll pick it up on a more modern console. Every time I come to Vintage Gamer, I love going into this room and seeing the wall of PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games. Man, I love it in this room. So much stuff. I spent a lot of time cleaning in here because I remember I've been here for years and years and it's never been this clean, but just so many things, guys. It's just, you can literally spend days and days in here and not even scratch the surface of what this shop's got to offer. Just, yeah, it's absolutely insane. Some great condition Game Boy games here. Let me know in the comments down below what you would have picked up from this fantastic collection of Game Boy games. A great collection of Super Nintendo games, a nice Ogre Battle 64 strategy guide there. Can't forget about the Sega consoles, so a great collection of Dreamcast games here. Again, not my bag, but always love the cover art on these games. And a great selection of Mega Drive games here. In the back room now, which is dedicated as a museum area, but as you can see, some fantastic box consoles here from everything from PlayStation 1, Mega Drive, Commodore, a great selection here. Man, there's just so much here. Got a back room which is like a museum area, and it's just, yeah, some heavy hitting stuff in here, guys. Every console from every year pretty much, and just boxes and boxes of consoles, just, yeah, unbelievable. Back in the car from the amazing Vintage Gamer. Man, I love that place. Ran by a top guy in Nick, great prices, and as you can see, I've got an absolute bag load. There's a lot of games in there, but they're not all for me, so we'll get to that when we get to the pickups. But yeah, it's still raining really heavy. Car boot's not going to be on this weekend. Gutted, absolutely gutted. I was in there for way too long, had a good chat with Nick and the other guys in there, so yeah, we need to get a move on. So I'm going to head to Stourbridge, pick up this PSP game, and then we'll bring it back and we'll go over the pickups. And Yeah, they better have it in stock because I'm going to get wet. Just walking into Starbridge CX, has thankfully stopped raining, so yeah. Going to pick up this PSP game, then we'll take it back to the games room, so I'll see you in a bit. So I was looking to pick up a copy of Fading Shadows for the PSP. This is a puzzle game similar to Monkey Ball. Got a weird Japanese aesthetic to it, but it was in rough condition. Water damage, wear and tear to the front cover, and no manual, so 3 strikes, and I had to leave it behind. Well, that was very unexpected. So I went in there for a PSP game and was in very bad condition. I think it was water damage, had no manual, so bit of a wounder. But then the manager, who I always speak to, said it's in the front window. It's currently raining. Said it's in the front window. I went, what's in the front window? She said, this game that I'm going to show you that I've just bought. Literally came in yesterday. Big heavy hitter on my list, and I thought, yeah, why not? Got the voucher for it, so yeah. Went in there for 1 game and left with 2 games. A very heavy hitting PlayStation 2 game and a cheap Xbox 360 game, so yeah, always away. Gonna get home because now it's starting to rain again, and we'll go over the pickups. Wow, that was truly unexpected. I thought I'd nip out, get some fresh air, go up to Vintage Gamer, chat to Nick, pick up a couple of things for the collection, then head to CEX and get that PSP game. But man, it was definitely worth going out. I got some amazing things from Vintage Gamer for my collection, and I got 2 very cool items to add to the collection from CEX. So Vintage Gamer, I mean, it's the closest shop to me, and it's a fantastic place to hunt for retro video games. Like I've always said in the past, Nick is a fantastic guy, great guy to chat to, and he gives you fantastic prices. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you go and check out Vintage Gamer in the Hallzone area. It's a great retro shop, great prices, great stock. You've seen it on the footage, guys, there's so much there. So yeah, I had a great time. So gonna go over the pickups. These games here, these are all for the mother-in-law. She's a massive puzzle fan. Yeah, and I've always told her that I'd pick them up as and when I see them in person, because those are only like £1 or £2 games. I think the only one that's got a bit of value is Picross for the 3DS. But I told her I'll pick them up when I see them in person. I'm not going to pay £3 delivery from CX for a £1 game. It just doesn't make sense. So that'll keep her happy. But then my actual pickup, so I'm going to start with the PSP pickup. So like I mentioned earlier, I've started a PSP collection, and I'm only going to collect the exclusive. So picked up Pursuit Force, a very cheap game, and this is a massive nostalgia hit for me. This is actually the first game I ever played on my PSP back in the day. I think I got my PSP one Christmas, maybe like 2007. I got this game, and for what I remember, it's a great game. It's a mission-based game where you play as a copper and you basically jump in between cars, shooting up people. It's just great fun. So for a couple of quid, I just had to get it for the nostalgia. Then we get to 3 JRPGs to add to my PSP collection. Picked up Dissidia Final Fantasy, Tales of the World, Radiant Mythology, and Tales of Eternia. So 3 games there, all JRPGs, and I believe these are all exclusive to the PSP, so very happy to add those to my growing PSP collection. Then I picked up a PS2 game in very good condition, like, gonna use the M word, this is like mint, not a scratch on the disc, and the manual is super crispy. So I picked up Jade Cocoon 2, and as you can see, that manual is absolutely fire. This is actually a sequel to Jade Cocoon on the PS1, so one I've been after for a while, but not a very common game, so happy to add that to my PS2 JRPG collection. Then the last 2 things I picked up were 2 steelbooks, because I'm definitely on a massive steelbook kick. So first one doesn't include the game, but very cool steelbook. This is Lords of the Fallen. As you can see, absolutely stunning artwork on that steelbook. And then I picked up the Horizon Forbidden West steelbook for the PS5. This one does have the game, and I think Nick did me both of these for £20, so £10 each. And I mean, that's a bargain for that steelbook. You know, this game at CX is like £22, £23. So for a tenner, that's a steal. And I think this is part of like a special edition My good friend Diego Damo is a massive Horizon fan, so he can correct me in the comments, but for £10, yeah, bargain. Like I said, guys, great prices, not just for me. Nick is like that with everyone, you know. You've probably seen Retro Gators videos. He does amazing prices for everyone. So if you haven't done so already, please get yourself down to Vintage Gamer. Trust me, you won't regret it. Then from Vintage Gamer, I headed to Starbridge CX to pick up that PSP game, but unfortunately wasn't in the best condition. No manual, and it looked water damaged, so I had to leave that behind. But I didn't come away from Starbridge CX empty-handed. I picked up a copy of Gears of War, the limited edition, and I paid a whopping price of £1. Yeah, great pickup. I think that's meant to be £10, but they've obviously put the wrong sticker on it, so for £1, no way I was leaving that behind. Then I've got a super heavy hitting PlayStation 2 game to add to the collection. Like I said on the footage, the manager at Starbridge said there's a game in the window, and I went, what do you mean? She said it's in the front window. I'm like, what's in the front window? I've been there so many years, they know what I'm after, they know I'm a heavy hitting collector, and I saw what was in the front window and I knew I had to pick it up. So I finally got a copy of Manhunt 2 for the whopping price of £105. So yeah, a very expensive day for me, and this now completes my Manhunt collection on the PlayStation 2. So yeah, for a little trip out, I don't think those are some bad pickups, guys. You know, got some JRPGs to add to the collection, a super heavy hitting PlayStation 2 game, and the mother-in-law will be absolutely chuffed with those puzzle games. So everyone's a winner, everyone's going to be happy, so happy days. But unfortunately, the Hogs Lane car boot has been cancelled, so no car boot on the Saturday. It's still raining and it's quite wet, so yeah, it is what it is. But not to worry, me and the missus are going to head out to Gloucester and the Cotswold tomorrow. So I'm going to bring you along for the CEX and Kate's Collectibles in Gloucester, so plenty more coming on this video. Find myself in Gloucester now, outside CEX, and I'm going to check it out, see what they've got to offer. Let's have a look. Very cool PlayStation Portal there, 30th anniversary. A nice copy of Pokemon Heart Gold for the Poker Walker. Box is a bit battered though, definitely seen better days. All right, let's go and have a look then. Jumping into Gloucester CX, and of course we've got the obligatory Street Fighter 6 steelbook. You see this everywhere, and you also see Hitman, the complete first season steelbook. Quite an uncommon Castlevania game here for the Nintendo 3DS, but as you can see, wasn't in the best condition. Had a weird brown stain on it. Hopefully that was just coffee and not what you think it was. Gloucester definitely had a decent selection of retro games here, so let me know in the comments down below what you would have picked up. A clean copy of Shenmue for the Dreamcast, always a game that I want to play some point in the future. Just came out of CEX and nothing on this occasion. I had a copy of Obscure for the PS2, but with some fading along the side, so didn't pick it up. Gonna head now to Kate's Magic Corner to see what that GameStop's got to offer. We then headed to Kate's Collectibles. I think it's called Kate Collectibles because online it's got many different names, but jumping straight in, as you can see, some fantastic stock in here. A great selection of unboxed games for the NES and the Super Nintendo, an amazing selection of Nintendo Amiibos here, a great selection of PlayStation 2 games here. They also had a great selection of Japanese and US imports here. Was definitely tempted by Radiant Historia for the DS. The 3DS version, Radiant Historia Perfect Chronology, is a remake of this, so I want to pick it up on the 3DS, but I can't find a good copy in clean condition. They also had a decent amount of Seal games here. Not what I go for, but definitely cool if you are a Seal collector. Some cool PlayStation 1 games from the US. The Final Fantasy VII Remake Deluxe Edition is definitely the top of my list of what I want to add to my Final Fantasy collection, but didn't want to spend £70 today, so maybe one day we'll pick it up. And of course, every retro gaming shop has to have the obligatory Pokemon section, but this one was a great one. Great games in great condition and some uncommon 3DS and 2DS consoles. Just came out of Kate's Corner. Decent to be fair, just very dark in there, can't really see anything. Some decent stuff in there though, got 2 pickups. Great space to be fair, but I don't think they're utilising it very well. Very tight, quite claustrophobic and quite dark, so don't know what the footage is going to look like, but yeah, decent stuff in there and not badly priced. Going to get something to eat now, then we'll take it back home and go over the pickups. So I'm back from my day trip out to the Cotswold and Gloucester and had a great day out, to be fair. Didn't do any filming around Cotswold. There's nothing there worth filming in terms of video games. You got obviously the Cotswold bricks, the architecture, knick-knack shops. Very picturesque, beautiful part of the country, would highly recommend it, but like I said, nothing worth filming. Then from there we went to Gloucester, met up with Diego Damo and Jess again, so great seeing them. And we went to the CEX, which I picked up nothing. Decent CEX. I had a copy of Obscure for the PlayStation 2, but it was sun faded on the spine and wasn't in the best condition, so for £70 had to leave it behind. Then from there we went to a local gaming shop, I believe it's called Kate's Corner. Trying to find out the details online was quite difficult. It said it was temporarily shut, but it was open. Went in there and had very good stock, to be fair. Tons of games, tons of retro, Super Nintendo, Mega Drive, Dreamcast, you know, everything across the various consoles. And a lot of more niche things like Japanese imports, some very rare special editions, you know, great shop in terms of stock. But the biggest issue I found in there was the poor lighting. It was very dark in there, you know, really had to get your flashlight out to see in some of those cabinets, and it was very like claustrophobic. We were looking in the cabinets, and I get it, people don't want to leave things out on the shelf, the more expensive things, so it has to be in a cabinet. But you know, you've got cabinets behind you, cabinets to the side, and you're having to like crawl all the way down on the floor to see at the bottom of the cabinets. It was very weirdly laid out. I think it's a great floor space, you know, it's massive. They've got, you know, great potential to make something great there. I just think they could use the space more wisely and definitely add some lights, because like I said, we should have got the flashlights out. It was really dark in there. But I got two things to add to the collection, some decent pickups. So I picked up a PSP game, I picked up Gitaru Man Lives, and this is a rhythm game. This is a £20 game at CEX, and he let me have that for £15, so yeah, decent price. Then the second thing I picked up is of course a steelbook for the PlayStation 4, and it's sealed. So I picked up the Bayonetta and Vanquish 10th anniversary bundle launch edition, which comes with a steelbook. I'm going to keep it sealed for now. I'll probably open it at some point, but I'll put an image of what the steelbook looks like. Looking online, this goes for about £25–30 sealed. I'm not a seal collector, so I wasn't going to pay up for this, but you let me have it for £20, so yeah, right where I wanted to be in terms of the price. So good steelbook to add to the collection. So that's everything that we did in the Gloucester area. Great day out, you know, pickups, you know, doesn't really matter. Great meeting up with Diego Damo and Jess, and obviously had a great time with the missus. She loves seeing, you know, architecture, hunting for jelly cats and just having a good day out. So yeah, definitely time well spent. So the next time you're going to see me is hopefully going to be tomorrow morning, bright and early. The weather hasn't been too bad. It has rained a bit, but I think we're looking good for Coles Car Boot in Womben. So I'll be up at the crack of dawn, hopefully picking up some bargains to trade in the CX for those sweet, sweet vouchers. So I'll catch you in the morning. Good morning, people. Currently 4:45 on Easter Sunday. Yeah, very early. So happy Easter to everyone. Let's get the bag ready, get the car loaded, head to Coles, and hopefully pick up some stuff to trade in the CX for those sweet, sweet vouchers. So the next time you see me, we'll be on the GoPro. So let's do this. First pickup at Coles Car Boot was The Sims 4 for the PlayStation 4. Paid £3, and that's a £6 voucher, so doubling my money. Not a bad first pickup here. Would you take £3 for one of those games, or
£3 each?
Yeah, £3.
Yeah, you can have them £3 each.
Would you take £300 for that one?
£3 for that one?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Do you not want them now?
No, thank you. Just that one, please. I then managed to barge my way to this box. As always, Coles Car Boot is very competitive, and I picked up a copy of NHL 15, paid £1, and that's a £3 voucher, so bang on the money in terms of tripling my money.
Yeah, go on then, mate.
Will you take £1 for that one, mate?
Yeah, go on then.
Thank you. I always recommend waiting around to see if people do pick up things in the hammer, because sometimes I leave them behind, and on this occasion that was the case. So I picked up 3 strategy guides, paid £1 each, and I think the Witcher 3 and the Fallout 4 strategy guide go for about £10 each, so £3 into maybe £20 worth of eBay sales, so not bad return here. Morning, mate. How much you got on these, please?
We'll just do a quid for each one.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah. I then picked up 2 Xbox 360 games. Had to leave Black Ops 2 behind as it had bad disc rot, but someone else picked it up, so best of luck to him. I picked up Driver San Francisco, that's a £6 voucher, and Sega Rally, that's a £3 voucher. Paid £3 in total, and they're going to net me a £9 voucher, so bang on the money in terms of tripling my money. Would you take £3 for those two?
Pardon?
£3?
Yeah.
You got any other games, or is that everything you got coming out?
All Xbox games I've got.
The next pickup is one for the future, so if you haven't seen the Fallout series, maybe skip ahead, but the next season is going to be based around Fallout New Vegas, so I anticipate Fallout New Vegas going up in value. Paid £1 and you get a £1.60 voucher. I'll take that one please, mate. Picked up 2 DVD box sets here, paid 20p each. Picked up Band of Brothers box set, that's a £1.20 voucher, and the Dark Crystal Collector's Edition, that's a £1 voucher, so 40p into a £2.20 voucher. Those two please, love, how much?
We did say 20p each.
Then we definitely get to the best gaming pickups at Coles Car Boot. The lady wanted £2 a game, but I picked up 5 for £8. The highlight being Kid Icarus Uprising. That bad boy is a £16 voucher, so a great find for £2. So £8 into over £35 worth of CEX vouchers, so some great pickups here. Would you do £8 for the 5, please?
Yeah, it's fine, yeah.
Okay. I then picked up a PlayStation 3 6-axis wireless controller, paid £5, and that is a £16 voucher, so just a pound over tripling my money, so a decent pickup here. Then the final pickup was a sealed copy of Jurassic Park Trilogy, the Blu-ray DVD box set, paid £1, and that is a £6 voucher, so I'll either sell it on eBay or flip it into CX for those sweet vouchers. I'll take that Jurassic Park one please, mate. Just got back in the car from Coles Car Boot, pretty decent to be fair. I think in total I spent 20, maybe £30, and I think we should be good. Got some decent games, couple of bits to flip on eBay, so yeah, all in all, not a bad car boot at all. But it's freezing out there, guys. It's so cold. My hands are raw, red raw. So gonna get home, put kettle on, get a brew, get warm, and then we'll go over some of the pickups. So yeah, catch you when we get back home. So I just got back from Coles Car Boot, and it was decent. You know, I think I spent £20–25 at most. And if I was to trade and everything, I'll be getting £70–80 on a sweet voucher, so not too bad. In terms of video games, these are all the things that I picked up. Definitely the highlight was Kid Icarus Uprising. Paid £2 for that, and that's like a £25 game at CEX. Actually the first ever 3DS game that I picked up at a car boot, so definitely not a bad one. But yeah, not a bad stack of games there. And in terms of things that I'm going to flip on eBay to recoup some of the money, got DVD box sets, and oh, these are bloody heavy. So DVD box sets and some strategy guides. So arm day. I think that's a £10 DVD box set at CEX, and they give you a £6 voucher, but it is brand new and sealed, so hopefully get £10 for that. If not, I'll trade it in because I only paid £1 for it. And then these here were £1 each, and I think for £1 my money is definitely safe. Witcher 3 strategy guide, just chuck it down there. Assassin's Creed 3. And my big fat behind just hit something, and Fallout 4. So I think for £1 each, my money is definitely safe. So yeah, I think, you know, should be easy to recoup all of the money that's spent today, and then I'll trade in all of the games and the DVDs and PlayStation 3 controller, and hopefully get £60–70. So yeah, that's everything that I picked up from Coles Car Boot. Not a bad day. Should hopefully get back all the money, get a nice sweet voucher. So yeah, not too bad. And as always, let me know in the comments below if you would have picked up anything or if I missed anything on the footage. So plan for today, it's currently about 10 to 9 on Easter Sunday, so gonna have a tidy up because my room is an absolute mess. And then we're going to meet up with the family and have a nice day out with the family. And yeah, hopefully you guys have got some nice plans or have had a nice Easter, because obviously this is after Easter. And then you're probably going to see me either later on. I've got to do some shelf reorganisation to get some of the PSP games on the shelf, or you'll see me tomorrow morning bright and early for another bank holiday car boot. So either way, I'll be checking in, so I'll catch you guys later. Good afternoon, good people. Today is Easter Monday, and me and the partner have just spent time cleaning the house from top to bottom. No car boots this morning, unfortunately. They were called off last night. It was raining quite heavy in the night and this morning, but now it's looking very lovely. Sun's out, so getting warmer. But yeah, I got to have a lie-in, which for me is about 7 o'clock, so no complaints from me. But I need to clean up all of the games that were picked up over the last few days. And from Tuesday's video, I need to de-sticker them, clean them and get them put on the shelf. So I'm gonna take you guys along with me and talk you through the process of how I clean my games. And I need to house the new PSP collection, so let's do that right now. So when it comes to de-stickering my games, I like to use a mixture of good old Mr. Sheen from Retro Ghetto and Goo Gone. So I use Goo Gone for any sort of like stickiness. As you can hear, quite sticky. And I use Mr. Sheen just to give the games a general clean. Because yeah, some of these games come from some rough CEXs, so that's good to get rid of any germs and any nastiness on there. So I'm going to take off the stickers and then I'll show you how to clean the games. So these stickers are coming off okay, they're not super dry, but sometimes they can be quite crusty. And as you can see here, this has left a bit of sticker residue, so you can normally just pick it off with your fingernail, but sometimes you have got to go in with the Goo Gone or the Mr. Sheen. So it's not too bad. As you can see, got some stickiness. So I like to use the sticker itself to pick off some of the stickiness. It does quite a good job of getting rid of some of that sticker residue. As you can see, it's kind of lifting all of that. So, do that all over and kind of got rid of most of what you can see. Still smudged up there, so then go in with the Mr. Sheen. Try to do this one hand, it's very awkward. And then just get a microfiber cloth or a duster and then just give it a clean. Bit of elbow grease goes a long way. Yeah, as you can see, still got the sticker residue up there, so I might need to go in with the Goo Gone. Gonna put you down and do this because gotta be careful with Goo Gone. Sometimes I've gone in heavy-handed and it's seeped into the cover and it can stain it, so I'm going to put the camera down and I'll show you the finished product. So as you can see, all nice and clean, no stickiness on there whatsoever. What I do with the Goo Gone, put it on a paper towel and wipe it. Don't do what I've done in the past and splash it on the case directly because it has seeped through and damaged the art. If you are a bit worried, just take out the cover art and do it on the case without the cover art and you should be okay. But yeah, that's one game and only got about 10 more to de-sticker. Yeah, a lot of work goes into cleaning these games up, but it's definitely worth it when they look crispy on the shelf. Last thing to de-sticker is this copy of the third birthday. And I don't use the Goo Gone on cardboard because obviously it's going to damage it. I just get the stickers off and then I apply some Mr. Sheen to the cloth and then wipe it down like that. I don't apply anything directly to the cardboard box because I don't want to damage it or get it wet, so yeah, just be careful when it comes to old cardboard. So all of the games have been de-stickered and cleaned. There you can see the damage, but honest to God, that took the best part of an hour. You won't believe it, probably 20 games in total. It does take a lot of time to get them clean, but definitely worth it. So gonna put the ones on the shelf that I can, like PlayStation 2, PS4, all that stuff, PS3, and then gonna have a think about where on the shelf I want the PSP games to go. I'm thinking of putting it there where my PS3 steelbooks are and just moving everything down one. I think makes sense to put PSP there. It's going to be a relatively small collection, so makes sense to put it on there to limit myself. So I've got the PSP collection in there and I think it looks really good. I just love the small boxes and I love how the collector's edition are the same height as the games. Yeah, I love that third birthday box there, super cool. Got some things front and facing. Yeah, super happy with that, but I have run out of space for PS3 games, so not too sure what I'm going to do, but probably a problem for another day. So all of the games have been put away, the shelves are looking fuller and better than ever, so it's probably a good way to close off this video. Bit of a random one, to be fair. I was planning on going to 3 car boot sales, but the lovely British weather had different plans and we only got to go to 1 car boot, but it weren't too bad. Got some things to flip in the CX for those sweet vouchers, so we'll do that on next week's video. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think of this more casual vloggy kind of video with me just doing bits and bobs in terms of game hunting, car boot hunting and improvements to the games room. And also let me know what you got up to over the Easter bank holiday and if you would have picked up anything at Vintage Gamer, Gloucester or the car boot sales. And while you're down there, if you haven't done so already, then please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the Collector's Quest channel. Got some great videos in the works in terms of CX hunting, car boot hunting videos when the weather sorts itself out, and plenty more topics about game collecting. So if you're into that kind of stuff, then definitely hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. And as always, good luck on your game hunting, collecting adventures. Take it easy, YouTube, and I'll catch you in the next one.